Hi everybody, happy 4th of July. It's me live from the she shed, but not really from the she shed, still in here coloring. I went to the doctor yesterday and I have pneumonia again. So I'm kind of stuck inside. I had a big nice shot of penicillin yesterday and I'm on an antibiotic and some cough syrup trying to get the pneumonia out of the way before Tuesday, before I have to go back to work. So, how's your day going? I'm here coloring a poem, a verse by Emily Dickinson. A mother is one to whom you hurry when you are troubled. And I'll just show you where I've gotten with it so far. See how nice that is? Isn't it sweet? So I am working on, I have my Totally Tiffany swivel board that I can lock it down on and color, and keeps it in, it swivels it around for me. So I bought that Totally Tiffany a couple of years ago actually, and it's seen better days. It's got a little spot down here at the bottom and I've colored through it, and anyway, so I've really gotten my use out of it. I think I paid like $24 for it or something, and I thought it was a neat idea because it's a nice bulldog clip here at the top to hold your paper down, and you can, swirl it any way. It goes 360 degrees. So, but anyway, so how's your day going? I thought I'd sit up and color a little bit. Everybody's out of the house right now. They've all gone into Kyle's mom's house to check on her, and they're having the annual family reunion down at Sharon's house in Como, which if I went, I think my mother would have a heart attack because she would have a fit if I got out of the house and got out in the heat. So I'm inside coloring, doing what I do. Trying to decide what color I want to do these butterflies in, and I need to do the leaves on the bushes. Now this pen is close enough to this green, believe it or not, to get away with it. So I think I might use the pen. It's got a little bit of glitter in it, and it'll pull out the glitter that's already on here. So I did want to show you something that I got. Anybody ever do lottery scratch-off tickets? Interesting, aren't they? Anyway, I found this at Ollie's by Helen Dardick. Wild Garden is 20 original art postcards, and I got it for $1.99. You knew it. And they retail for $9.99. And what it is a scratch and create. So it's got that silver stuff on it that you scratch off. Has a little tool that comes with it. And it probably is going to make a huge mess, I'm sure, where I'm at, so I'll probably need to do it outside. But I just wanted to kind of take a look at it and see what it looked like. Well, I better open it with some scissors here, huh? Luckily, I have my scissors in the house, or a pair of them. You know I've got more than one pair, so don't even go there, right? Okay, so we can throw this in the garbage, and there you go. So you take the tool and you scratch off silver to reveal this interesting artwork that's under here. It's already drawn for you. Your postcards, actually. And then they have a sheet of protective paper in between each one so you don't scratch it off beforehand. But they do, these are pretty large postcards. And they have the place on the back for your postage stamp and your address and everything. And here's the little tool. There's a flat chiseled end, and then there's a pointy end that you can use. So I thought that was pretty cool to find. So, but I was don't know. What do you think? You think I should use the marker or use these are the pen portions. I think I'm going to use the pen. Yeah, I like the pen. We'll use the pen. So it's not very hot outside actually. It's got a nice cool breeze blowing. So it's a really nice weekend. So I cleaned up a little bit in here. I'm getting ready to move everything back outside because it's hard to tape videos, record videos when you have the house full of folks that I have. Because Mason wants to ask questions and talk about Pokemon. And Alexis really doesn't care. She just likes to make racket. And Kyle can't watch his westerns. So I'm going to move everything back out there again so I can color. So I wonder if everybody's off for tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Wasn't expecting to get this pneumonia. I was expecting to be at the family reunion. But I woke up yesterday morning with 101.3 and chills. And of course, you know they tested me for everything at the wazoo, of course, naturally. Everything's negative. Chest x-ray looked a little sketchy. And I was breathing very hard. So the doctor was kind enough to offer me a shot of Rocephin, aka penicillin. And you have to put a little bit of this stuff called lidocaine in it. Otherwise it'll hurt worse because those shots are really painful. So, got my shot. Came home, took some cough medicine, went to bed. It knocked me out for about 2 hours, I guess. And Kyle had to work 16 hours yesterday. So I had to stay home with the kids anyhow. And poor kids, they ate Sonic for lunch and Chef Boyardee for supper. So I'm not qualifying for sainthood this week as a mom. But you know, you do what you gotta do. If you're sick, you're sick. So I'm determined to feel better. I got out of bed, jumped up, took a shower, washed my hair, moved a few coloring books around, straightened up my art area a little bit where I could get to some things. Found a watercolor book I had been looking for eons, and found it. When Kyle moved my coloring books in here, he did not know which books were watercolor books and which ones were not watercolor books. So the next video I do, I'm going to watercolor. I'm thinking about testing out those Mondo watercolors I told you about in the last video. Those Mondo llamas. I don't know how I'm going to like them. I think they're chalky looking like some of the other ones I have. You know, I use those because I want extra colors. And I want to save my really good watercolors for really intense projects. So I have a rhyme behind the reason, of course. But today is Independence Day. We should be thankful for our freedom. Sometimes we forget. We don't take advantage of it. We forget to go vote, or we don't make time to go vote and do things. And my grandfather used to tell me that's why people lost their lives, just to give us the opportunity to vote and to be free. And he's right. Well, I had to tell you about my mama last night. I thought she was going to get arrested. No, not arrested. The people next door, actually. They were outside blowing up fireworks in front of her house last night in her subdivision. The kids were, so people next door were having a party, and she's not a party pooper or anything, but it was like 11 o'clock last night. And when I talked to her today, she said, yeah, I went outside and I told them to stop it. Just stop it. That they were making too much racket. And they were scaring the dog. And that they were illegal in the city limits, and I was going to call the police on them. And so the mother comes over there and says, what's the matter, what's the matter, what's the matter? And Mama tells them, you're not supposed to be using those in the city, and blah, 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 blase, blase, and all that. So they stopped blowing up their fireworks, and the dog settled down, and everybody went to sleep last night. No harm done. Except I'm sure the street looks littered, and she's probably not real happy about that. But anyway, my point to her is, and my point to the city of South Haven is, you sell the things in the city limits, but you don't want people to use them. I don't understand. But be respectful of your neighbor tonight. If you're going to blow up fireworks tonight, be sure that you do it at a reasonable time. And if they do come outside, they're not trying to be mean. They probably have pets inside that are quite sensitive to noises. Because, when those things make that shrill that they make, uh-oh, my pen's dying. What's the matter? What's the matter? Oh dear, what's the matter? There it goes. Just got clogged up for a second. Ooh. Just be respectful and mindful of the fact that their baby's sleeping, and 11 o'clock is a little bit too late at night. And hey, people, it's already the 4th, so you don't need to be doing them close to midnight. It's already the 4th of July. So that's kind of my deal on the 4th of July fireworks. I love to do them, and I won't say that my children don't like to do them. Now, Mason got attacked by a live bottle rocket last year. The neighbor's son shot a bottle rocket over here and got him in the leg. Of course, the little boy didn't mean to, but still, the accident happened. And I got some poppers, the little things that you snappers, I guess that's what you call it, snappers. You throw them on the ground and they snap and they pop. So Mason kind of likes those. And I think they're going to go get some fireworks after we get through with dinner. I think they're going to do some fireworks. What am I cooking for dinner? Chicken nuggets. Seriously. I'm going to get Kyle to make some chicken nuggets. I don't really feel like cooking, and I'm not really that hungry, actually. When you get the pneumonia, you just don't feel like eating or drinking much. And I'm trying to drink as much fluid as I possibly can. I've been through 3 of these tumblers today. So I'm trying really hard to stay hydrated. I noticed last week before I started getting sick, I had this going on in my throat. And I had a lot of, like I had something in my throat, like a frog in my throat. But when I woke up with the chills yesterday, I was like, And that's what I usually do. That's my normal pattern. If I had a fever, I usually get the chills and I can't get warm. And, I took Tylenol and all that, trying to get it to come down before I went to the doctor yesterday. So I'm feeling a little better, but I don't feel like what I should feel like. I know. This is coming along. Yeah. And it's so sad what happened down in Florida. So sad. Those poor people. You never know how close it could have been. It could have been you. So we have to pray that they find more people. So my heart goes out to them. That was just a tragedy. And I don't have any good news for anybody. I don't have anything to report. nothing like that. Um, just like I said, I'm just coloring. I already graded everything for the day, so I've been in my classroom already. I've only got about 2 more weeks to teach, and then I'm retiring from teaching for a while. My new job is going to be really difficult for me to get home and be on camera ready to go at 6 p.m. every night, because I've got to get my work done from the day, which includes charting, requesting supplies, and those kind of things. So I'm not going to be able to teach and work home health, which, I kind of knew that was coming. That's okay. The objective is to make a living, correct? And I was very happy teaching. Don't get me wrong. I love teaching. And perhaps the opportunity will present itself again. But I am teaching, in a way, I'm teaching my patients, and that's what matters. So I'm able to teach them about their medications and their conditions and their what to do in case of emergency, what to look for, and all of those things that you do as a nurse. I'm liking home health a lot. It is different. You really have to be very creative and really on top of your game in order to do well in home health. I don't have everything in the back of my trunk. I wish I did. And you learn to be inventive. The other day I got to unclog a G-tube. Got to use some of the old nursing stuff that I used to use, like, what can I do to unclog this? I use a side port, and I was trying to bring stuff with me that I knew that I would need to have in order to unclog it. And success, I got it unclogged. So I'm doing that, and I'm getting to spend more time with my patients, which is something that I wasn't able to do at Lakeside and or at St. Francis, because we were too doggone busy at St. Francis. And Lakeside, there were just so many of them that you really couldn't spend the time with them that you really wanted to or that you needed to. I'm actually doing real therapy on my psych patient that I'm taking care of right now, and it's a good thing, because I can use my nursing judgment and use my skills and my ideas and my ingenuity. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but nurses have to be full of ingenuity. And I should be after 23 years of nursing. I really should be. When am I retiring, you ask? It won't be long. It won't be long at all. I gotta wait for Mason to get out of high school. Then I can toggle with it. Remember, Mason's only 9. So I have at least 9 more years of nursing to go. But you got to do something you like for your last round of nursing, I think. And I'm liking it. I wasn't sure. The only thing I'm worried about is productivity. I've got to make sure that my productivity is up to snuff, because I've got to be able to take, at least 8 visits a day, which is going to be kind of rough to do, seeing as I'm only doing like 3 or 4 now, and I'm getting out of orientation in a couple of weeks. But my boss is really nice, and everybody I work with is really nice, and so they've been very supportive and very proactive in trying to help me find things to get my skills up on. And I have this really nice psychiatric nurse that is helping mentor me, trying to make sure I get what I need to do my job. And what I'm doing is, if there's not a lot of psychiatric going on, here's what we're looking like again. And then I'm doing medical, which I don't mind doing. And there's always admissions, always. You know, because I don't expect to have a whole week's worth of psychiatric nursing. So I get to do the medical too, which is fine with me. Y'all know me, I like to stay busy. I don't want to sit at home, that's for sure. I'm not quite ready. I'm getting that way, but not quite ready yet. We work off a Galaxy tablet, and it has all the documentation and stuff built in the tablet, which is neat. And you have the patient's address, you have maps in there. I mean, it's just their phone number, their conditions, their medications, all those kind of things that you need. So I'm not toting around a whole lot of files, which that I was worried about. I was thinking, oh Lord, how am I going to carry around all those files? But I do. I carry it around in a little slim tablet, which is really good. Yep, this has come along really well. You know, I like these ink pens. These are Artist Loft. I got them at Michael's. I used my 40% off coupon. I think they were $15 or something like that for all these pens. And I try to keep them neat where I can find the ones that I want. I'm just delighted that this pen color is matching this marker color. This is absolutely wonderful. Yes, indeed. It's coming along just fine. So, I think as soon as I get moved back out to my shed, which the air conditioner is running full steam ahead out there, and it's nice and cool in there, and it's nice and dark. It's like a little cave in there, like a little cocoon. I will do some die cuts, show you how to use the die cutter machine, and show you this scan and cut that I have so I can start making more cards. It's going to be time for the holiday market coming up, and I would like to go to the holiday market with my crafts and see what I could do. Everybody likes my cards that I make, so hopefully I'll be able to put my talent to use. Now, how does that look? See, it's turning out well. Yep. It is so quiet around here. Just me and the cat. He's in the window sunning. I'm used to Pokemon questions. That's what it is. I was supposed to be in bed sleeping, actually. So I popped on my little summer dress and decided I was just going to sit here and color and stay cool and stay indoors. Now these Artist Loft pens, these, I'm going to tell you, for a set of pens, if you've not done gel coloring, they're a good set to start out with because you have plenty of colors, and some of these are metallic, like this one's a little metallic. You have plenty of colors to work with, and I think that's real important. So if you wanted to do it on a budget, you don't have to spend lots and lots of money on your art supplies. You just have to find stuff that you like. That's the trick. Stuff you like and stuff that works well. Now these pens, they are good because they don't skip. And if you've ever written with gel pens, like at work or something, you know the two things with gel pens. First of all, they can skip. Number two, they smear. And if you let them dry like you're supposed to, don't put your hand back over them, then you will have success with them and you will be happy with it. But if you mess around and you if I drag my hand across these bushes I just got through doing, I promise you I'm going to be real unhappy. So you kind of have to have a couple of projects going at once if you're doing gel pens, if you want to stay busy. So I like gel pens, and I found some really good ones, and I found some really crappy ones too. So I'll tell you. Um, and I have all sorts of gel pens. I started my adventure with gel pens a couple of years ago. I started collecting gel pens. Now, as you can see, I've got big, these are plastic shoe boxes I got from the Dollar Tree, full of gel pens, and then I've got a big drawer down here full of them. So I have plenty of gel pens. And some of them are refillable, some of them are not. And if they're not refillable, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You just throw them away and get a new set. And I pretty much have most of the colors I think that I'm ever going to need. It's kind of like my watercolors, you know, you kind of have to get what you like. And you're probably sitting there thinking, well, gee, why do you like all that? Why don't you just stick with one craft? Can't do it. Never have been able to. I enjoy doing my crafts, and coloring is my thing right now, and that's what I like to do. And coloring is portable. It is a de-stressor. It gives you a sense of satisfaction when you're done with something. And I try really hard to stay in the lines. I know I shouldn't have to worry about that. But you know, when you want to be a perfectionist, which is it's a bad thing, a bad habit to have, I suppose. You like to stay in the lines, and you want to be proud of the picture that you do. Now, I have gone out of the lines just a tiny bit in this one. And I just found two pieces where I need to pull out my jelly roll pens. Let's see, where are they? My jelly roll pens. Now, jelly roll pens is a certain brand that I like. Here it is. They're made by Sakura. This is a jelly roll number 08. It's white. And I'm covering up where my hand hit the gel. And the Sakuras are real expensive. I don't think I could ever afford to have a whole set of those. They are very expensive. They're, you know, too pricey. But that would be on my wish list, to have a set of Sakuras. I'm getting ready to buy another set of markers, though. I need to buy some more racks to pull out what I've got. I may let Mason have those Mondo Llamas. See what he can do with them. I don't have to worry about him being inappropriate with them or anything like that. Like sniffing them or anything like that. I don't have to worry about that. But he likes to draw Pokemon, so perhaps that's something I can think about doing for him. Once I finish this top bush, I'm going to set this aside and start on something else. The top part of this topiary, rather. Whatever this is a topiary. And I'll set it aside, let it dry really well, so I can get in there and do the butterflies. And I'm going to use markers on the butterflies. Topiary wasn't, I started to do marker, and I could have cheated. I could have just rolled through here and did my thing with it, colored over the lines and everything, but I'm getting much more satisfaction doing it this way. And that's the thing about coloring, y'all. You know, people wonder if it's silly to color. I don't think so. I think that coloring is an expressive thing, and you get to design what you want to design. You don't have to follow a palette or anything. Now, you do know on some of the things I color I've shown you before that I do have a palette, a suggested palette that I follow sometimes, and it kind of gives me a starting point, a base for what I need to, where I need to be, and kind of what colors I want. You know, that's helpful to start out with, but then you can just throw the whole idea away and color what you see. Yeah, that covered it up really well. The Sakuras did. Now, Sakuras, I keep the white Jelly Rolls for a couple things. To write on black cardstock or dark cardstock, and to cover up little blips that I might have in my coloring that I need to cover up. So luckily I was able to cover that up pretty well with the Sakuras. But just remember Jelly Roll pens. If you ever see any Jelly Roll pens, and they come like 5 to a pack, like pastel colors. But I always keep those white ones handy because those are fantastic for writing on dark stuff, and like I said, for fixing oopses and happy accidents that you might have with your coloring. Now, I do have a blender pen that I can use with my alcohol markers, that you can take up some of the color with it. Can't always salvage what you got, though. Sometimes you get it, the marker is the wrong color and you don't salvage it, but for the most part, I mean, I've been able to salvage most of the things. And I keep my coloring sheet, y'all. Once I get through coloring, I put them in a file folder. It's one of those accordion files that, you know what I'm talking about, the brown accordion files. Okay, so I'm done with the topiary. Okay, and I have that little butterfly over there that decides that it wants to be colored. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this out right now for a minute. Oops, I see a part I didn't color on the bottom topiary. Okay, it looks like I'm clear on the topiary. It looks like I can put it up. Let me just check one more time. Bless you, Beasley. He just sneezed. I might keep it out for a little while longer till I get through. Just because I might find another space that I need it in. So, all right, so I'm going to put this up. And let's do one of those fabulous cards. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to just use this piece of paper that I went over with something else. And let's open up this packet and get this coloring tool out of here. Scraper tool. And I'm going to be real careful and not make a big hot mess. Let's just tear the first one out. Okay. Y'all ready? Here's what it looks like. It's like a big old lottery scratch-off ticket. I don't want to dig too deep though. I'm scared I'll mess it up. Okay, this might not be working for me. It's not working for me, people. It looks like I'm going to have to go back to the regular tool that you used to use for scratch-offs. it looks like it's going to have to be that. Because I'm not getting... Okay, wait for it, here it comes. I don't know how I like these, because they're not... Oh gee, I think I messed it up. Well, here we go. Here is our first testing of this. And it looks like I have messed it up. Because I dug too deep into the scratch off. Well, isn't that fantastic? Well, word to the wise. This is something that we did not know about. And you kind of have to start and get you a starting point started. That's what it looks like. Now I have all this silver gook underneath my fingernails. Y'all, this is just not working out for me. All that scratching, that's all I got so far. And see right here where I messed it up at? I dug too deep. Interesting idea, not plausible though. Well, okay, well, then we have learned that it wasn't a big loss. I can save these for the scratch off lottery tickets, right? And we've learned that it's not that great of a loss, so that's okay. So, how about we test out these Mondo colors? Let me get some watercolor paper. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. I'm trying to see what I did with the watercolor paper. Well, it looks like I have hidden my watercolor paper. It definitely looks like I've hidden the watercolor paper. So, alright, so I'm going to get this watercolor decor coloring book out. And we're going to try to look at this Mondo llama. Let me see if I can find a picture that's pretty big. It's not really... I would really like to find the watercolor pad. I'm still looking. Bear with me just a second. Let's see if I can find it over here. Okay. I don't see it over there. Okay, well, let's work with the Mondo llamas then anyway. We'll put this away. I don't want to use the good pad that I have. You know what? Let's just mess with this a little bit. This is the back of that postcard that I messed up so bad on. So let's just check these out and see if these are doable. Now, I need a clean cup and a dirty cup. I have my clean cup and my dirty cup. And I need my paper towels. Which I have those. Okay. Let's see what we can do. All right, now, to wet my watercolors, I like to use a water bottle, a spritzer. And since we're just going to test these out, I'm going to use this round brush and put it in the clean water. So let's spritz the watercolors and wake them up a little bit. Okay. Just clean water in a little spritz bottle, nothing to it. All right, and let's just see what's most vibrant looking to me. I want to see how these reds are going to look. Nah. I'm not really impressed with them right now. They're very watery, very chalky. Very pasty. You can put them in the dirty water. Now I'm going to show you what a quality watercolor looks like. These are my Odyssey paints. Okay, so let's take the water spritzer and spritz the Odyssey paint. And I'm going to show you, you know what, let me get a red. Then you can see the difference between the red and the red. These paints were the classics is what we need. I think I just found it. I think I paid about $30 a pallet for these. And I want to say I've got 6 pallets. because I want to get my colors kind of covered. Yeah. Okay, so let's find a red that's comparable to that red. I don't think I want to do pastels. We want to do the classics. Tropicals are going to be too pinky. So the palette has a finger holder. And you can tell I've been using these because they're not muddy. I'm gonna let Mason have those Mondo Llamas. They are not what I need. Okay, and this is going to be a quality watercolor. I'm just going to spritz it, clean the brush off. Now this brush is not dirty, it's just stained. But I guess because I decided to choose the first color to be red to use it with. And then I'm going to do a now. This is the Mondo Llama. And this is my Prima watercolors. See the difference? It's almost like acrylic paint. These are more vibrant and a better paint. This is not, and this is more student grade or child grade. It's hard to tell when you get a paint box. Now I do have a couple of paints that I do pearlescent in, but you know, the quality for another $10 or so, you could buy one palette of these, and they have 10 colors in them, and they have all kinds of colors. I've got Decadent Pies. These are pie colors. This is what this palette's called, Decadent Pies. Uh-oh, and they kind of slid around a little bit. And I do have palettes samples made, but these are a different color. So I have Woodlands, Pastel Dreams, Tropicals, Decadent Pies. But I just wanted to show you that's the difference between a quality watercolor and an inexpensive watercolor. Now these are fine if you want to teach your kids or your grandkids or whatever with your coloring. With your painting, that's fine. But it's scratchy. Mine is smooth. The good one is smooth. And I'm not liking them a whole lot. Let's see what I have in this one. Oh, I know what these are. These are tube ones. Okay, let me show you what a tube one looks like. That comes out of a tube. And this is like a watercolor like you get at Walmart in the craft section. I'm trying to reactivate it. Let's do the red. We'll compare, since we're comparing reds. Okay. Spritz it a little bit. And this is a tube one. Now, the tube one which I don't know if that's cadmium red or not. I'm not sure what that is because I didn't have it labeled. I just put some in a palette one day and decided to go to town, I suppose. So it is not muddled or puddly as the other brand was. Here we go. I'm trying to do that where it can dry pretty good. But still, your quality watercolors, if you're really wanting to do watercolor and you want it to be vibrant and bold, use the good kind of watercolors, the kinds that are concentrated that you buy off Amazon. But Prima makes really good watercolors. I love them. They're wonderful. It allows me to paint things that require intense coloring, and allow me to do, and I found this watercolor book at Hobby Lobby, and it's by Prima. I just noticed it was Prima after I bought it. $14.99. It's 8x10s. There are 24 sheets in here, and they go with these paints. And I've never seen the Prima colors at Hobby Lobby, but I sure bought these. And they encourage you to use watercolor markers, pencils, or any art medium to it, to hang it in your home. It's sturdy watercolor paper. It is like already sized already, so you don't have to worry about stretching it or anything like that, or with it warping on you. But now we have seen the watercolor has dried. And that's the other thing too. You look at your paper, and the wetter it is, the more likely it is to warp. Now, you know, since I did it on the back of this postcard, it's more of a cardstock. But for your bang for your buck, spend those few little dollars and get you a couple of these palettes and start you out with these palettes. And you will be much, much happier with your painting. Trust me. So, we've been on almost an hour. Now we've talked all about watercolors, and I'm going to pick a picture. They have some cute pictures in here. Pictures of fruit, flowers, birds and berries, more flowers, lots of flowers. Lots of positive affirmations. Birds. Magnolias. Now, I may want to do the magnolias. I may do those. Bugs. Suitcases, which could be very interesting. And this is some sturdy watercolor paper too. I'm pretty impressed. Focus on the good. This is like wallpaper. So this is pretty cool. I may have to go back and get the other one. They have another one there that they make, that Prima makes as well. Or at least there's only two at my Hobby Lobby. And I will see you on the next go round. I do have a Mondo Llama watercolor book. And it comes with watercolors. I'm going to give those to Mason. It's made by the book Klutz. It shows you how to mix. Got some color recipes. Because they do lighten up as they dry on your paper. That's for sure. And then they're just showing some pictures that you can do. This is kind of a nice one. It's a night sky. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take these out right here, and I'm going to give those to Mason or Alexis, whichever one wants them. I'll probably give one to Alexis and one to Mason. There's one Paris. Now Alexis likes Paris. She likes Cat Noir. I might do that one for her and frame that and put that in her room. So I'm going to use that book. That's going to be a cute book. And it already has watercolor ready books in it, pages in it rather. And then I do want to show you the other Just Add Water that I have. I know I've got everything done. Here's one right here. Just Add Watercolor Flowers. Found this book at Michael's, and these are for true beginners. It talks about paint pans and different colors and two paints and how to mix your own pictures. She used Winsor and Newton professional pictures and professional paints in this book, and I used the Prima when I did one for a gift for somebody. I like this one here, Be Happy. So I think I'm probably going to get started on this one. The good thing about this book is it does give you directions. Kind of helps you know what tints to start with. There's Be Happy right there, and a finished color, so I can kind of imitate the colors. And I'm glad they've got the little picture for you so that you have a little design to go by. So I have this one and another one. It's by Design Originals. Design Originals, I don't know if they're in business anymore or not, because I have a lot of their coloring books that I got on clearance at Ollie's. So I will look this one up on the internet on Amazon and see if I can get any more Just Add Watercolor Flower books by Robin Pickens. So that is it for the day. Have a great weekend. Be safe until we see each other again. See you later. And I'll see you live from the she shed. Bye.